So I'm recording. That's good. You're
Yeah,
here. That's good. And I'm fairly certain that we're ready to begin our show. So as soon as I navigate to the fucking phone, I really wish. What's the point, Zoom, of having the ability to set different meetings with times and stuff? If every time I go to the share menu, I have to navigate all the way back to our intro video. Oh, it's annoying. Anyways, it's sponsored by the people over at Grow Generation, as normal. See, I remembered this time. I don't have a audio voice for this new style intro video we've got going on. Yeah, Grow Generation sponsors us, and I am Kyle. That is Manny, and this
no,
is
it's
the
not.
Daily COG. Welcome, guys. What's up, dude?
Nothing much, man. It's I'm excited. Today's Tuesday, and
What does
tonight
that
at
mean?
midnight, get the season finale of Loki.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Technically, that's tomorrow, but I
Yeah,
get to look forward to it all day. And we're
yeah.
done, man. I, I'm I'm excited because I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Exactly. Nick and I got a chance to talk about that yesterday a little bit towards the end of our Black Widow review, full of spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, don't watch that video yet. But after you see it, go watch it, of course. But it's available right here on the YouTube channel. Hit that
Hmm.
subscribe button. Also, audio wherever you get your podcast from on the Genreverse podcast network. Brought to you by LRM Online. Anyways, uh everyone out there, Kang, and I'm like, look, I've said this for a few weeks on that show on our Marvel Multiverse Now Mayhem, not Mondays, but that I think it's all Ravana, and that it's either her trying to get to Kang or her trying to keep away from Kang, like keep him in a prison or something like that. I don't want to see him. At most, a voice.
It
Well,
might be
yeah.
might be Mephisto.
You guys keep laughing when he shows up the next time Wanda does, or an amalgam of him and Pandemonium or Nightmare, which is something Nick and I also
You'll get
brought
to
up.
do you'll get to do
The I told you so dance.
that and the what the heck's his name? Dude from Titanic.
Oh, Leo DiCaprio.
Yeah, you get to point at the
The
TV.
Oh, point at the
Yeah.
yeah.
That'll be you.
I will totally, guys. No joke. The day when we get our Mephisto reveal, I am going to do one of those like funny TikTok Vine type videos where I'm drinking something, I just like spit it all out. Yeah, I'm gonna do one of those because uh, it's just like the Loki stuff. There's a lot of things that they're taking straight from comics, and you can kind of connect a lot of dots. You could do similar things with Falcon and Winter Soldier, but not to the same extent. But I think it is. I think it is very, very fun with Loki because I'm with you there. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to necessarily see Jonathan Majors, as Kang in this. I want his Kang reveal to be in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantum Mania, but I'm not against the idea of him maybe being aged to be the one who remains in like a different body form, and then he's freed from the prison at the end of time, or something like that. But I don't want Majors necessarily big Kang reveal. At most, maybe a voice. But like I said, I think Ravana's either, because that fits with the comics. It kind of fits
mhm.
with her reaching the top. No one knows how. We're not even sure she's really shocked that the Time Lords or whatever are fake. I think she's trying to keep him away or get to him? What do you think?
Well, it's interesting that you feel that way, because it seems that there's a lot of people who are looking for bigger reveals in the shows, and you're saying quite the opposite. I think that there should be a big reveal. I just don't know if that's the one. That's the one that should happen.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
not
it
against
should
big
be
ones. Just this
it should be
particular one.
something. It should be something that's kind of meaningful, and then soon,
Mm-hmm.
maybe. But at the same time, I'm just here for the ride, I guess. And with Loki, there've been some highs and a couple of lows. So it's been a really fun show. I'm just kind of disappointed that it's only 6 episodes. It just seems like it's a story that you could have expanded a little bit by traveling more
Mm-hmm.
and doing a bit more. But hey, it is what it is. You don't want to turn it into the Mandalorian, where every episode it's kind of its own sustained story, almost a la Star Trek. But yeah, I don't necessarily have any expectations. I just trust that with something with Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson's gonna end on a high note or a tragic note. I'm not 100% sure.
That's my theory. So my theory that I put out a few weeks ago on the podcast was that it was going to end up being um the Loki's success actually is how Kang gets freed, loosed, connected with Ravana. What their success is actually a failure, right? I think that Aloth or whatever, Alith or that I think that's a guard dog to keep something in the prison, not necessarily consuming stuff as a job for the TVA, but benevolently or anything, unless they are trying to save the world
That makes
by
sense.
keeping King in prison. But yeah, because he says that line earlier. He says we may fail, but we never die. We fail often, but we never die. And it's just an interesting take. And while I think that's what is likely to happen, I still don't know 100%. That just seems like a logical course, But then again, every fan out there thinks that their story idea is the best best one out there, and sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. Um, you know, talking about fan ideas, something that happened on Twitter for me not too long ago. Something kind of fun. I commented on the Game Awards. They had a tweet about Bioshock and what people would do with Bioshock 4, and I put out the idea that you've had similar idea, Cam's had similar ideas, and we've all discussed it. But the 50s, 60s Cold War setting on the moon, where time, because of the big Bioshock Infinite reveal, you get a good you I'm sorry, I just got followed by somebody that I really
Jesus Christ, what a fanboy.
no.
Oh my
It's on the
God.
political side, so I'm not gonna throw it out here, but
Still, same thing.
they are great, man. I love them. Anyways,
Boo.
anyways, the Cold War setting, moon landing, big reveals in Bioshock Infinite. It's time makes sense. Anyways, I shared it with them. It got a lot of reactions, and like I said, you've been one to mention a similar desire to see, like, at least that setting, like moons, space things like that.
Yes.
What do you think about the job listings that were posted a few weeks ago that some think are leading it to look like it might be an open world game. Can you imagine an open world BioShock? And if you're gonna do that wouldn't you need something like the moon?
You
Like,
see, I don't know how I feel about an open world BioShock. Just we've already had 3 games, and I don't know if it turns to like a Fallout type game then. And then what are you gonna try to add I just see that if they go that route, I just see them adding way too much, and you're just kind of like what now, and it just becomes like every other game. If you kind of keep it a little bit more linear, it just makes it for that fun lore and story that we all know and love, and that's not a bad thing. I don't understand why sometimes um people see that as so bad, like, oh, like, yeah, we need to change this radically because or else it's not going to work. And it's like, what? Like, no, it'll be fine. Just like Super Mario, for example, it's literally the same thing since Nintendo, and we still love it. Yeah, like they've changed it where like 3D and stuff, but in essence, it's the same damn thing. We're hitting blocks and we're killing Koopas and rescuing freaking princess, because, like, I swear to God,
yeah.
man, Jesus.
That's funny. You know, it's great bringing up Mario with that, and in the same thing as video games. Because, dude, did you hear about that Mario 64 graded at 9.8, sold for $1.5 million? Heritage
It's stupid.
Auctions
Absolutely
reported
stupid.
$1.5 million, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if people understand that. Here, look. I mean, just holy crap, man. Like, like, look at my back wall, okay? Everything except for the Back to the Future characters, which will come out of their boxes whenever I finish putting up the shelves on, like, the wall that you guys can't see and stuff. But I open most of my stuff unless I've got a double of it or someone convinces me to keep it. That Lord Draken Funko Pop is a limited series.
Mm-hmm.
My wife convinced me not to open, because I was gonna fucking
Dude,
open it
it's your
up.
figure. You can do whatever you want.
Exactly, but she was like, "No, it'll look really nice because it's limited and stuff." So I did, but anytime I want, if I really want to, I'll open it up. But dude, I can't imagine having. I mean, it is an investment. He's going to insure it for probably twice that if possible, because you always insure for more because there's potential growth, and it takes time to change plans and yada yada. What do you think about stuff like this, dude? Even comics selling for millions of dollars. What do you think about collectors like this? And I'm not against it. I just think I wouldn't know what to do, dude. That you can buy a spot on Richard Branson, yeah, or is it Bronson? Bronson's the actor. Charlie Bronson's always got rope, right? The Boondock Saints line. Yeah. Anyways, you can buy a ticket to go to space for $250,000. Okay, this guy just bought 6 tickets to space in a video game.
Yeah, fuck going to space. I as a collector of many things, if you have the money to spend, what am I supposed to say? I paid quite a bit for a couple of things back there. So,
Oh yeah.
what do you? It's just it just shows how much some fandom goes. Like for me, for example, I'll want key issues. And people will be like, "Oh, don't buy that one because, yeah, it's a little bit cheaper, but it's because the spine and there's a couple of like issues here and whatever." And my response is always, I'm not going for quality. I'm going for the fact that I want a piece of history, comic book history in my collection, and so I kind of get it because.
Yeah.
Man, when I saw the game he got, the Super Mario 64,
Mm-hmm.
it like immediately took me back when like N64
A
first
bunch of
came out,
feels.
and like back when I was like what I think was in high school, and they had like the Taco Bell 64
Hmm.
toys, which was crazy because back then they had toys also. Uh, and just remembering what that felt like, and then that led to me thinking about GoldenEye, thinking about um what was it? Perfect Dark was another one I played a lot. Star Fox 64, which was fantastic, and just good memories. So
Hmm.
if that's that's what the kind of emotions that kind of spark out of me. I wonder for this person if it was that special to him. Who knows? There could
It
be some
very,
connection.
very well
and
could
and
be.
and sometimes, I mean, as a collector, I can say that I'll go to my commission book where I have so
Hmm.
many, like, from many different artists. I'll just sit there and look at them,
Oh yeah,
and
like
it's just,
I'm not griefing them. I wouldn't know
yeah.
what to do with it.
I'd hope he has a nice case for it, and I hope that it's
Yeah.
a like a central piece. Like, for me though, I wouldn't buy something like that just because I wouldn't like, it'd be a dumb thing to show off, and I would want there was a statue that was done. I don't think it was by Sideshow. I'll have to find a picture. It was a couple of years back. It was the most amazing Beast Wars Megatron I've ever seen. Uh, and that's the kind of thing I would want, or with that kind of money, buy a house first of all,
Yeah,
and
that's good idea.
retrofit an entire room dedicated to fandom, But like I said, he obviously, so whoever this person was, obviously had the money for it. So wait, whatever, man.
Yeah. I the thing about like figures, big artwork, like you said, commissions, things like that, buying pages, is those are really easy to display
Right.
and
Mhm.
easier to enjoy. You know, especially like Funko Pop collectors with their acrylic cases or plastic cases, you can still handle it and keep the pops safe. A game is really small.
Yeah, and then especially if it's like, I appreciate the unopened stuff. Don't get
Hmm.
me wrong.
Yeah,
I
100%.
have I had okay, so I used to own almost 125 pop figures. And then
Wow.
I got fed up of them and I sold them all. I only kept the ones that were given to me as gifts, and one that hold a like a personal attachment to myself. I mean, like, so like I kept my Cusco ones, all my Emperor's New Groove ones, because those are dope. My Power Ranger ones, and also yeah, any exclusives from conventions. I have Conan Pops, bro, from Comic Con.
Jeez.
So
Nice. Oh,
anywho,
Brian or Barbarian?
bro,
Because
I have
he has a Funko, doesn't he?
I
Probably.
think so.
Anyways,
But
yeah,
but I mean, with the game, it's like you're displaying the box, and I get it, it's rare and everything, but
yeah.
whatever.
Um,
I'm like I was saying, not judging the fact that he bought it.
no,
Cool, very
not
cool.
at all.
But I think I'm with you on the fact that I don't know what, like, where do you put this? Like, it's like, oh, like, if you're spending 1.2 whatever million, then you better have some sort of lighting package. And
Not only but I imagine if I had the money to do that, invest in, because let's face it, like I said, that it is sort of an investment.
well, I mean, the price can only go up
Exactly,
for
because
that
it's only going to get
specific.
rarer,
Right.
especially at that quality. And I don't know what is my, oh, because I it's wet from drinking this soda.
Ew.
Anyways, I've been drinking on screen, dude. Come on now. You're just
Dude,
mad
be
because
professional.
you can't
We're professional
get one. We're
podcasters, man. We're
Yeah,
on
we're
video.
super fucking professional.
We use Zoom
um,
to record, man.
exactly. That's super high quality.
That's how
Where was I
highly
going? What did
H2O.
you do to me? Look, you made me lose my spot. We were talking some tech stuff, video. Oh, so what I would have is like there would be like the main display case, right? But it would have like
Hmm.
the 3D holographic cameras, and then like in the middle of my living room would be an adjustable holographic display of whatever I spent $1.5 million on, so I can make it like 60 inches in diameter or across, you know, is just have this giant display of a little 6-inch figure or 5-inch game bot. I'm kind of shocked, man. You know, kind of, you know, fuck it. I guess this will be our Tech Tuesday segment for the day, talking about the video game collection and space. You don't want to go, dude. $250,000. You could win. You could win just the $1 million prize at the lottery. Go to space, even after taxes, and still have money to pay off your house. You went to. How do you not want to go to space? Oh my god!
I'd rather go to Rome,
Christine,
Italy.
You talk to him. He doesn't want to go to space.
I want to go to space.
Dude
Tokyo,
doesn't want to go to space.
Japan, Paris, France.
I've been to Paris.
Egypt.
I would love to go to Egypt, but maybe that's it. How much traveling outside of the Americas have you done?
None, bro.
None? Okay,
Absolutely
so that
none.
I can totally get. There's a lot of things you still want to see here first and spend money on instead. Is there a fear element to it at all?
Not necessarily. It just seems unnecessary. It's like I'm gonna go to space and go, ooh, I'm in space.
Yeah.
And then come back down.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. No.
But the ride up, dude. For me, it's kind of that thrill seeking aspect again, because you're gonna have a massive acceleration on the ride up. You're gonna experience some really cool, unique feelings, and then for me, it's a super expensive thrill ride. That's it. I would hope one day, towards maybe the end of my lifetime, seeing how exponentially fast civilian space flight is moving and joint civilian government, but I would hope maybe at the end of my life I'll see videos of civilians on a space station with week-long stays at a space hotel starting to get reservations.
Is it going to be all the privileged people getting away from the poor people?
More than likely, but maybe. But the idea, it always in my mind when I hear people really getting uppity about the environment, I'm like, if you care that much about our progeny's future, you have to understand this planet is going away. The sun is going away. Like, there's a million things that could destroy us at any given moment between now and tomorrow. However, there is an inevitable future, even if everything goes right for all time, right? There's an inevitable end to this world and our sun. So
yeah, we ain't gotta worry about it. Shouldn't
the goal be getting off? Like that should be the goal, right? But anyways, for me, I hope to see something like that towards the end of my life, but for me, it's just the thrill ride aspect, man. And then, yeah, that bragging right. I went to space.
And I will do like a little clap for you like this and then move on with my life. And I'll be like, I went to the bathroom.
Oh, my God. You're terrible. And we are going to a commercial break.
Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. For all of your cultivation needs, Grow Generation has the right products, service and staff to make your grow successful. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow.
Swear to God, man, you just, dude, like it's like, you know, I got to put my wife up top. Then there's like you. This is my co-host across all the awesome shows that are available on the Genreverse Podcast Network, brought to you by LRM Online, available wherever you get podcasts, like our Marvel show, our anime show, all that good stuff. Hit subscribe, follow. Yep. You like that? Like that? That's how you know I am professional, because like that important stuff with the plugs and the ads I can get right, and everything else is just an ad. Anyways,
Usually you
Christine,
struggle with the opening credit.
Nick, Jammer, Brian, because he's no, I'm joke, but you just fell down to the bottom, man.
Well, to be fair, I'm not in the same category of any of them because number one of your co-hosts you sleep with, can't do anything about it.
True.
The other two, I don't know them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you
yeah,
don't converse is the fake word that got turned into a real. I love that line from Infinity. All words are made up. Anyways, yeah.
So I want to ask you something.
Sure.
Because it's something that's been bothering me, and I have bit my tongue and handcuffed my hands behind my back to make sure I don't reply to some of these people.
What's that?
So over the weekend, we had a little movie called Black Widow come out.
Mm-hmm.
We did. Apparently it did well. We've had some interesting eyebrow raising things about numbers that you talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And some people didn't like it. There's a good amount of people that didn't like it, and then there's a good amount of people.
Or comments.
The movie.
Oh, okay, yeah. Carry on.
And then there's another group of people that did. Isn't that okay?
No. Yes, absolutely. My God.
So here's my point. I started seeing a bunch of comments where it said where people who liked the movie were trying to justify their ideas, their opinions by saying men that watched this movie went into Black Widow already hating this movie. Or the ones who hate this movie are men because they don't want to see a strong female lead. And I think that's such an archaic thought because what that, like, it wasn't a great movie. It was fine, but even my daughter was kind of meh. Like, it was her favorite part of it was Yelena. And other than that, the first thing she asked me when the movie finished, she looked at me, she goes, "Dad, why wasn't this made before Infinity War?"
Yeah.
I was like,
Slack. That was great.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, Emma, that's a very good question. And you know what else she asked me? And I'm just sharing. This is kind of off the cusp, but I'm gonna share it anyway because it's a thought that I had never thought of before, and it came from a 10-year-old. She said, "Dad, I have a question about Black Widow." I was like, "What is it?" The bad guy in Black Widow named her Black Widow, right? Yes. She goes, because he has an army of Black Widows. Yeah. Why did she keep the name of the guy who was holding her hostage?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I don't know. That's a really good question.
Yeah.
And especially, and I think she got that because everyone's trying to, in this film, trying to establish their own identity. And she kept the one from her past.
Yeah.
And that was very interesting. I did not have an answer for her.
Well, I mean, I don't know if so something I mentioned to Nick Dahl on the Marvel Multiverse Mayhem review yesterday is that this movie by itself, just watching it, I do not get a anti-male message.
No, there's not.
So
I
like the David Harbour character. I think when people say, "Oh, well, they set him up to be this smart guy at first, and then he's all belligerent later," I'm like, do you not listen to his experience? He was belligerent being the scientist job. He hated it. He didn't want that. He wanted to go back and be in the field. I even mentioned how I think the Russians lied to him, and he did fight a Captain America. It was just a Winter Soldier program
Yeah.
candidate, and it was part of his propaganda and training. So I think he's a guy that has been just betrayed multiple times and spent years in prison that has caused him to become what he is. So I never got the anti-male stuff. Now that comes with this asterisk, this dovetail, this caveat, whatever colloquialism you want to use. That's when you take certain people around the film's comments during PR and interviews, combine it with some of the stuff that you see in the movie that on the surface doesn't necessarily say anything, but with additional context, you start seeing where you're like, oh, okay, maybe the writer, the director, a producer, an actor, actress had an intention with their creation. But I'm always of cognizant that perception is reality, right?
Yeah.
And this is in a world of entertainment. Now I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but when you're hit with tangible stats for a real life situation, intent is what counts. So for her intent mattered. She intends to make a statement with it. Her being whoever the producer, writer, director that people are saying has the anti-male sentiment. I've heard it was her. I'm not sure. I don't even know who directed this. That's like how little I can remember from when it was supposed to first come out. And anyways, but you and I, two people that will 100% point at something and go, that's you virtue signaling, that's you patting yourself on the back about it. We'll also say, well, it didn't happen here and it works. And
yeah,
so if you feel attacked by this movie, you might be a little sensitive, but you might not.
yeah,
you might not.
Yeah, but
I didn't get it.
Because the issue with my movie had nothing to do with the fact that she's a woman. I like a bunch of films with the female lead fine.
Yeah. Other than the fact that of course, because of the majority of males being heterosexual and therefore being interested in whatever female type they find attractive, that's a great spy, because they discuss it earlier. They can sterilize them, keep them from getting pregnant, and they got all the tech and stuff. Add that with seduction, and boom, So that's the only thing that matters about the female aspect, right?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, it's just like, how sensitive are you that's the first thought you thought of when it's like, yeah, I didn't like this movie. It's like, oh, it has to be because you're a guy.
Yeah. And
it's like, what? No.
You want an example of a movie that went out of its way to insult men? Look at Ghostbusters 2016, and that's admitted almost by mouth from the director.
Look at Charlie's Angels.
Another. This movie's not for men.
Yeah. But,
wait.
I mean, so
how much of the population do the two biological genders make up in this discussion?
and the thing is that we're living in an age where a lot of the quote unquote male characters are being flipped to females, and there's many times where it's just fine and it works.
Yep.
Like my issue with Taskmaster was not the fact that it was a female.
Right.
That I think that you could have cleverly changed the gender of it. It's fine. My issue was with just the way it was still garbage. The relationship and it's funny because a lot of people was like, yeah, they completely Deadpooled her. And I was like, I never thought of it that way. And I thought that was a Fox thing, not a Disney thing to do characters like that. But I just don't understand why we can't have a difference in opinion. Like my buddy and I for a movie, we discussed it for about 20 minutes. He really liked something, I didn't, and then 20 minutes later we're like, hey, well, we agree to disagree then. It's like, yeah, cool. And then we moved on. But to start finger pointing and it's like, oh, you just hate female-led films. That's kind of a wild statement where you can't necessarily justify why you like something, and now you're trying to find a scapegoat. And of course, that's the easiest one to go to.
How much money did Wonder Woman make again? How much money
One
did
Wonder
Captain
Woman
Marvel make
was
again?
Wonder Woman was fantastic. Wonder Woman 1984 was not, and
84.
not because it was her. And we
Yeah,
already talked about all the technical
exactly.
problems there. Captain Marvel was a movie that was unnecessary
It was
at its
mediocre,
time,
but yeah,
and yeah, so
not
and
bad. Just
that's
meh.
not our fault, and it's not our fault that Disney decided that they weren't confident in Black Widow until the success of Wonder Woman. Whose fault is that? That's them not feeling like this film was going to do well. Prior to that, they had no confidence in the female lead. So whose fault is that? That's Disney's own fault.
Yeah,
But they've and it's also like, if people are tired of it, it's because some of the gratuitous stuff that they do, like in Endgame, where they had the lineup, the girls do it better, that even then the boys, that the showrunners for the boys are so disgusted with, that they added on an entire segment just making fun of it.
yeah.
And just it's just sad. We're in 2021, where you're supposed to be diverse, and you're supposed to be open-minded, and you're supposed to be all these things, but having a difference in opinion, no, because you don't agree with me, you're wrong, and you're either a sexist or, I don't know, just go down the list and pick one.
Yeah. I mean, I when I did my solo run yesterday, I talked about the numbers spinning, right?
Yeah.
Being spun into oblivion, and I made a point saying there's going to be two camps. There's going to be the camp that's going to take the bullet points, and several of them did, almost word from the same email you and I both read, and put them up there and tout it 100% out of context, and you can't deny, again, on the other side of things, where it's like, look, this movie didn't do as well as many had hoped. You can break down the Disney Plus numbers like Mike did and see that it's 2 million-ish households out of 103 that are subscribed. Is that really a success for Premier Access? I don't know, because we don't know what the breakdown is. There's a lot more subscribers to Disney Plus here in the United States than there is anywhere else. So if it was out of that, 2 million, only half of it was in the U.S., I would be like, well, that's not necessarily good. So there's lots of ways you could break it down, but the reality is, in context, theater take alone, $80 million right now. That's good.
Yeah, that's great.
That's great sign for the health of theaters. However, you can make an argument, if you look at the Disney Plus numbers combined with it, that maybe this movie pre-pandemic, maybe it didn't do as well. If it had the same, let's call them PR situations, if several of the same things had come to light, would it have been a 100 to 105 million opening instead of the 150 to 160 I thought at first, coming off of an Endgame and Far From Home? I was like, yeah, I could see Black Widow pushing 150 easily. But if you still had the same stuff coming out, would it have been the same? I'll tell you one thing I know wouldn't have been 100% the same, and that's those reshoots in 2020. That's when the ending scene was filmed.
Oh, really?
Variety reporting on a interview with Florence and I can't remember if it's the director. Let's see here. No, Shortland. Yeah, that's the director, right? Kate Shortland. Yeah. Anyways, mentions that that scene happened in winter 2020, right before COVID hit. But here's the thing: we know that there were communications in the international world of both business and health dealing with the beginning of the outbreak in China. Fuck the CCP, by the way. Hey. And I just can't say that enough. I'm going to die one day anyways. May as well be assassinated. Please don't assassinate me until my son graduates. Anyways.
No, we're going to, like, if there's a time to assassinate you, it's going to be right before a premiere.
Yeah, that's true. Like, what would be the worst one? Anyways, Doc Strange, Multiverse of Madness, right,
too soon.
right
Too
before I go. That's the only thing I care about right now. No. When you look at things like that, you can connect some dots to some studio business choices, travel restrictions, and all that. It's not necessarily hard to imagine some people in entertainment being knowledgeable that, hey, things are about to go south. Whether or not that's the situation or not, I can't say for certain, but they had more time at the end to go in and change those reshoots. I don't know if that's what happened. I know that Taskmaster definitely does not. I don't think that's a female in that suit the whole time at all. I don't even know if it's a female in the entire suit throughout the whole movie. And when you look at how Disney's not out there patting themselves on the back about this change. Disney's not out there touting how brave and strong. Very few people are. Like, most people seem to really just hate the fact that it's a waste of a character. Like, keep it Antonia. Why couldn't Antonia have been the daughter
like an elite Black Widow?
Yeah, that got away and
you can have her wear a mask. Hell, make her look like Snake Eyes.
Whatever. Like, but they don't talk. They don't have a natural ability. And like I said, it's like in the world of super soldier programs, you don't have someone that developed reflexes and memory like that. Bullshit. And then you got the people that are all like, well, you can. It's a Taskmaster program or protocol or whatever. You can maybe there's a real Taskmaster. They already done that with the Mandarin. They're doing that with the way they pass down the titles of Captain America, Captain Marvel, or Miss Marvel, whatever. With Black Widow. Certain times it works fine. Certain times it works absolutely fine to pass down the name of Captain America and Black Widow, but do you really want to pass down every, Mysterio's already another one that many suspect will show up again because you see him download the Mysterio, holograms and data, the guy that worked for Stark in Iron Man 1. And so that's another one. That's lazy. And again, on the surface, the entire movie, you don't necessarily see an agenda. I don't know anyone that doesn't hear the directors or actresses' own words. I don't know anybody that would have necessarily thought there was an agenda at that point without some outside context. But that outside context combined with certain elements, including this very weird use of Taskmaster, if you don't think there are people out there in entertainment with an agenda, you're fooling yourself. The only question is, can you separate the creators and the entertainers from their person? Can you separate the art from the person? 9 times out of 10, yeah, 100%. You have to be really, really bad for me to not separate it. And it's got to be like fresh, like not something I've been watching or listening to for decades, and then all of a sudden we find out you're trash. I'm probably still going to listen or watch that old stuff, but if it's something I just got in, yeah, sure, there might be some limits out there. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It's many other problems. The last one I don't have is that is the fact that because my favorite part of the movie was the role of Florence Pugh as Yelena.
Yeah.
So that's for me at least personally that it cancels that out. And then so what about the guys who went just to look at them? You know, because that also happened. So isn't that the same thing
Yeah.
in a way, but just kind of reverse? I don't know. It's just funny how you feel like some people feel like they have to support something just because of a gender role instead of the actual film. And like if you, it's fine if you, it's a movie. There's hundreds and thousands of them out there. You're gonna like some, you're not gonna like some, and that's okay.
Absolutely.
That's why there's different genres, and that's why there's different actors and actresses, and yeah, that's what cinema's for. And the fact that some people just didn't like something and express their opinions the same way when they do like something, that's okay.
Absolutely. It's almost like our mantra here. That's okay. That's okay. It's okay to think different. I sent you that Ryan George video yesterday.
Yeah, I love Ryan George. His pitch meeting for Black Widow was hilarious.
I haven't watched it yet. I need to get back to it, but I sent you the one where it's like introducing alternate universes to our weird stuff.
Yeah.
And it's all him explaining how fucked up algorithms are for news feeds. And he just lays it out like it is, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't go out of your way to make contact with stuff outside of your excuse me outside of your thought bubble, your personal thought bubble, you will only get stuff related to your personal thought bubble, which will do what? Make you feel and think like there's more people with your similar thought bubble. We do this in human nature in very often. However, as time has gone on and the world has become more connected in the post-industrial revolution age, humans have been forced to coexist with outside forces a lot more often, right? But now we're getting to this algorithm, this thing where we can again almost self-sustain in a bubble where you never have to interact with someone that you don't want to. And that's not good because it's creating, like I said, look, we're going to express opinions on LRM, and we're going to let you guys know exactly when it's an opinion, and I can't speak for everyone, but I try to have my opinions based on as much logic and fact and cold-hearted roboticness as I can. But even I'm unfortunately human and
no,
susceptible.
You're part robot.
I like to make the joke that I'm homo superior, the what Magneto calls mutants.
There's a 90s joke I want to do right now, but I can't.
I know you can't. See, and that's a problem because we grew up making that. It didn't mean the same thing.
And it's funny. Ricky Gervais, I think, said that same thing. He goes, "Comedy is made for everyone with different styles, and you're gonna make some people laugh, and you're gonna make some people upset. At the end of the day, fuck them and laugh."
Yes,
something like that.
Steve Burns, another great comedian that I've interacted with a few times on Twitter. That's just an amazingly funny guy. Pushes the line, but at the end of the day, the number one thing he's all about is that in America, at least, that First Amendment and what's known in the rest of the world as just free speech, which the majority of the world does not enjoy to the extent that Americans do. And I really
not anymore.
I really am terrified at the. It's not even necessarily government. It's the simple fact that
it's not
that something I've said on one of our podcasts in 2018, 6 years from now, could get our entire site shut off because
I'm surprised you already haven't done that.
I know, right? All because society makes changes in what is acceptable, and we used to just say historical context. We can say this is trash. It should have been trash, but it wasn't. Context. Are you trash today? No. Carry on. But people with the internet and with these toxic thought bubbles, because that's what happens if you stay in one spot. You start shitting where you fucking eat, right? And that's gross. And these people now mobilize and get advertisers and stakeholders and big businesses and things nervous over what, a few 100,000 retweets to maybe a couple million in a global economy of how many billion, and you're worried over. But that's the thing, is Twitter's so influential to just the average person that I don't even know if the executives at a big corporation, at a studio, understand that the hoopla isn't that big of a deal anywhere except generally here in North America, primarily Canada and the United States.
No, and then it's very hypocritical because it's based around the convenience of the person. For example, big hoopla over the beliefs of the owners and the company values of Chick-fil-A, because they're conservative Christians, they're Republicans, support Republicans, and in a sense they are and by all means conservatives with everything they do, including their choice of how they view relationships and things like that. But you don't see anybody really banning them. Why? Because they like their sandwiches so much.
Yeah, you've had like a few campuses and a few places try and successfully counter them trying to move into a place. But yeah, no, there's people love people love
Chick-fil-A.
I think it's meh. It's mid.
I can't have it because I'm allergic to peanuts, so I can't. They cook everything in peanut
fry
oil.
in peanut oil. I'll take Popeyes over that, and I'll take Zaxby's on top of everything. I don't even know if you've ever had a Zaxby's.
No. And then I don't go to space. And then the other perfect example was Starbucks. Starbucks is another one that had kind of similar things with the donations to a certain campaign, and everyone was quote unquote going to ban them as they went to go buy their coffee at Starbucks. But are they going to stop doing it? No, because it's not. Guess what? It's not convenient for them. It's only convenient really to target entertainment because of the fact that it's not going to inconvenience you. And so you have people who don't give a shit about Star Wars complaining about Gina Carano, who probably weren't watching the series,
and even if they were, how much merchandise were they purchasing?
Exactly. So
and that's not gatekeeping, ladies and gentlemen. I don't. You don't have to buy merchandise to be a fan, but if you're going to demand things that are going to financially affect a franchise and also affect the entire fandom, you better be investing in the franchise. And I'm sorry, your $5.99, $7.99, whatever a month Disney Plus subscription is not investing in the franchise. So if you're going to make a big deal out of something in the franchise, you can dislike it. We're not saying don't dislike Carano or her comments. I'm just saying, if you're not investing in the franchise, what gives you the right to demand that type of change? Instead, vote with your money. You don't like it? Don't view it, or get into the industry and, become a writer and create your own character, or unfortunately go in and change Star Wars, but that's still better than getting shit canceled.
Yeah, and then my biggest example, James Gunn. What, a couple years ago, the amount of
Absolutely.
of hatred, and this man, listen, he should be blah 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 blah, to the point where Disney did fire him, even though that was something that had been resolved.
Yes.
They took him off of Guardians 3.
Mm-hmm.
And because of this culture.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened? DC said, "Fuck it, we'll take him then." And in a couple of weeks, we get Suicide Squad, which everyone's excited for.
Everyone. I don't know anyone that's not.
And James and Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be getting even a Christmas special with Gunn.
Mm-hmm.
What changed? Nothing changed.
It proves this one thing, that the extremists on both sides are a minority. I'm sorry. If you use the word ban, cancel, or sorry, consequence, go away. Take yourself out of the entertainment equation. Okay, not the life equation. I had to think about my words carefully.
Mm-hmm.
Take yourself out of this entertainment equation here. Okay, because you're too sensitive. All right, you just are, and it's you locked here on these far two ends, right? Like locked in tight, and your tiny little toxic cesspool thought bubbles, both far right, far left, whatever, while the majority of the people in the middle separate art from the artist, separate content from the politics. Even when you have, like I said, I was aware of what has been said offset about the making of Black Widow, and I still didn't feel berated as a male going into it. If you do, you might be overly sensitive. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm cold-hearted guy. So the point is, guys, ladies and gentlemen,
is that the algorithm, and then the problem is, back to what you were saying, is that the algorithms are going to get you, because they put you in that bubble, and then you start thinking that you're right all the time, when in fact it's just showing you things that make you think you're right. There's a whole world out there of people with different opinions. And having a different opinion is okay.
Seek them out, please, because not only does it help breed discussion, which actually breeds innovation in society and technology. All of that is what gives humans progress, and that's across the board, socially, business wise, whatever, entertainment progress, in quality and depth and quantity even. Shit, look at how much Marvel's stuff we've got. You've never had this much superhero content across the board. Cartoons, games, and movies and television. Fuck television, Oh, and it's not campy. Let's all be happy with what we get. Let's love what we love, hate what we hate with a passion.
And respect each other.
Let it burn, but for love of God, respect each other's love and hate. Respect the hate someone has, because you have the same hate for something else. I love hate. It keeps me warm in the cold, dark winter now. But no, it's fine to both love and hate a property, franchise, a topic with a passion. Just don't hate the people with a different opinion. Like, don't hate the person, hate their opinion all day long. And yes, I know there are certain opinions that are truly evil. We are not talking about general knowledge, human of right and wrong type lines here.
Yeah.
People, we're talking about the gray areas of entertainment and perception and subjectivity. Like, that's the differences in opinions. You just have to accept will always exist, because you can't legislate human thought or behavior. And with that, plug stuff away. Hey, the YouTube channel, if you're watching us, thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button, please. The podcast network is available wherever you get podcasts from: Spotify, Google, all that great stuff. Genreverse Podcast Network from LRM Online. And check us out there, lrmonline.com, every day for all of your entertainment news, needs, and opinions. I have been Kyle Malone, not to be found at that Kyle Malone on Twitter. He's been
a bad boy.
Absolutely. But what's your name and your Twitter for the people not watching us on,
My name's Jeff.
YouTube?
No, I'm Manny. You can find me at LRM_Emmanuel, and also you can find me on Instagram at riddlemethis_510. I have a Black Widow interview coming tomorrow. So, well, it depends actually when they give it to me as far as the file. So if it's not tomorrow, it's the next day. It's actually really good because someone I've been talking a lot about, and the irony is now I get to talk to her for 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now, and one thing to keep in mind, people, remember, go back and look at the context of everything we just discussed, and when we talk about characters we don't like and things that have been made, I don't think there's any actress you and I, or character you and I attacked. I think we were pretty
well.
We
usually attack characters.
Yeah,
and
the
plot
story
and stories like that. Because, for example, the perfect example is Venom. Like we love Tom Hardy. Like
sometimes, most of the time,
wrong.
Most of the
a good amount of the time.
Yeah.
But it's not. But it's not his fault that he's playing such a crappy Eddie Brock.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
That's just an example.
Yeah, 100%. And with that, ladies and gentlemen out there, go forth, consume, take your place in this great entertainment machine as another cog in it. And
hell, become a weeb.
A weeb? I never stopped. I just kind of forgot about it for a while.
I'm just telling everybody else to become a weeb.
Yeah, they should. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.